Hi smart players! Today we'll be interested in a twice extraordinary replica, the M712 manufactured by WE. So, why extraordinary? First, this replica is quite rare on airsoft fields. But also, and above all, this replica has realistic markings, and as we'll see, it changes everything compared to the other initially commercialized replicas. First of all, I would like to thank SWIT AIRSOFT, a very recent Taiwanese shop that offers the highest quantity of old-school replicas that can be found. The paradise of vintage airsoft enthusiasts. But not only. I recommend you to go dreaming on their list of rare products. You will find the link in the description of the video. Offering exceptional products, SWIT AIRSOFT even takes advantage to engrave some replicas with realistic markings, like this M712. The M712 began his career in 1896 with the C96 manufactured by MAUSER. It's a failure since the German army won't adopt it because of its cost, weight and dimensions. It will be the Luger PO8 that becomes standard in the Deutsches Heer, the name of the German army at that time. Despite this, the C96 will spread around the world thanks to some military and civil orders from Turkey, Italy, Holland, England, but especially Russia and China. When the First World War started, Germany would urgently order 150,000 copies to equip its frontline troops. The horror of this conflict will cause the C96 to be in the hands of all the belligerents because of its efficiency in the cleaning of trenches. The armistice signed, MAUSER can no longer produce C96 as a result of the Treaty of Versailles. The usual customers no longer receiving C96 ammunition or spare parts. Spain and China will see the production of many copies that are widely disseminated, which also explains the choice of Chinese markings on the WE basic airsoft replica. From 1930, MAUSER restarted production with the M711 and the famous M712 in 1932. This is now equipped with a firing selector for burst shooting, but also a removable 10 or 20 rounds magazine. It's a new commercial failure, since the Wehrmacht, the new name of the German army, will prefer the adoption of the Walter P38. Due to the difficulties of the German industry to produce enough weapons, 12,000 M712 will be delivered to German forces, especially on the Eastern Front. And it's this M712 in its airsoft version that will now go on the test bench. The airsoft replica is all metal: the barrel, the upper and lower receiver, the slide, the trigger, magazine, controls. In fact, as often, only the grips are in ABS. The replica is big, with 295mm in length, 155 in height, and thanks to the metal, the weight is 943 grams. Stock replica is found in silver or black version. But for these realistic markings, it's of course the black version that was chosen. And since we're talking about markings, I will let you immediately admire the precision work that was done. The markings are deeply engraved into the replica. A replica that doesn't only adopt one or two markings to give the impression. No. We start with a serial number on the left side of the barrel base. Generic for the moment, I suggested that it becomes unique and it should be on the next productions. A store resolutely attentive to the satisfaction of its customers. True crowns on a U proving the passage to the test bench of Oberndorf. We find the name of the manufacturer and his address, Waffenfabrik MAUSER Oberndorf. The MAUSER logo on the left of the lower, very well realized. While on the right side we find the identification of the manufacturer and the manufacturer. So there is no fanciful marking on the replica, and the cherry on the cake, there is a MAUSER marking under the magazine. The small detail that shows well the care brought to the embellishment of the replica. As a reminder, the original replica comes with the markings signaling a Chinese manufacturing model, less realistic for European or African war zones. The paint is really beautiful, a satin black that gives beautiful reflections depending on the orientation of the light, like the TT33 of the brand. It seems to hold. For the moment, in any case, WE isn't known for using durable paints. Some small defects, as the trigger, the magazine base, the slide, but the markings, also made at the expense of the original paint and zamak of the replica, are very clean and it's impossible to spot a color difference with the rest of the replica. There are other markings on the sides, from 50 to thousandths, referring to the setting of the trajectory of a bullet depending on the distance. This sight is adjustable as on the rear M712. Not necessarily useful in airsoft, but it's very realistic. The adjustment is very good thanks to very deep notches. And here we can see the attention to details. SWIT AIRSOFT even engraved a reminder of the serial number of the replica, exactly the same discrete place as on the real one. The grips are in ABS, relatively well finished. Purists will change them quickly for real ones, but I don't think it's essential, they do the job well. Note that the replica comes with a ring that can be attached to the bottom of the handle to attach a strap and prevent the fall on the ground. It's quite handy for fast and mobile players. Players that won't be surprised by accidental fire. The replica is equipped with a safety lever that, once lowered, prevents the press on the trigger, whether the replica is armed or not. It fits very well, more practical for small hands than large, but very functional. On this copy it tends to squeak a little. Don't hesitate to put a little silicone oil in the mechanical block. The bolt stop is of course functional, it has no external lever. You must power stroke the replica to put the slide in place. The magazine ejection button is on the right side and falls under the player's index finger. Its spring isn't very hard, but unlike many replicas, it has a travel of 2 mm, long enough to limit the risk of accidentally losing a magazine. The replica comes with a long magazine capable of store up to 27 BBs. With a brass ejection valve, plastic clips, and a base protecting the injection valve. And look at this marking. Beautiful. There is also a small piece that allows shooting without BBs, convenient for reenactment players, for example. When it comes to compatibility, this WE replica is incompatible with the HFC magazines that have a non-blowback mechanical. Incompatible also with those of the brand KWC. But it's compatible with the magazines of Armor Works, which are in fact WE mags but equipped with a red seal. And as you may have noticed, these true manufacturers also offer short magazines of 10 BBs that can actually contain 11. These magazines will allow you to give the replica a style even more vintage, approaching the C96 that didn't have a removable magazine, but also no firing selector. It's more than correct for a First World War evocation. This famous selector has well-marked notches, no chance to churn shooting mud without doing it intentionally. It falls very well under the thumb and is therefore operable with the hand that holds the replica. Convenient to quickly clean a room. A grenade, a burst, and it's done. And as we speak about efficiency, the trigger is light and surprisingly very short, which is a pleasant surprise on a vintage replica, offering the possibility in semi-automatic of fast and accurate shooting. When it comes to ergonomics, we could expect a 19th century disaster, but it's not. It's really good. Only the balance of the replica is disturbed as the magazine is located in front of the handle. The center of gravity of the replica isn't very comfortable, especially with the long magazine. With the short mag, it's already much better balanced. And with the stock, we'll talk about it later. A little noise when shaking the replica. It's due to the magazine base, which is removable. A piece of tape inside, and it's fixed. To adjust the hop-up, clearly, it's quite impractical. You will need to take a small flat screwdriver and turn the screw that is just above the slide. Suffice to say that it's necessary to go to the game with the hop-up set, or it will be difficult to play. But this system has the advantage of not altering the appearance of the replica with a screw on the top of the barrel, for example. And that will delight, here again, lovers of realism. Regarding the power, we are around 345 FPS with green gas, 0.2 grams BBs and the long magazine. Rather 320 FPS with the short magazine. The kick is neither strong nor weak. It's clearly not that of a CO2 replica, the slide being, by the design of the original C96, small and light. But all this has a huge advantage. With a moving parts weight of 93 grams, the cycle is very fast with excellent autonomy since the replica is capable at 20 degrees Celsius to shoot up to 84 shots with a long magazine and in fast firing. And 20 with a short magazine. This offers a good margin in real conditions and when the temperature goes down. In full automatic, no problem either to empty the magazine. And clearly, with a rate of fire like this, it's particularly fun. I let you imagine with an akimbo, it's Amazing! Current temperatures close to 0 Celsius don't allow a complete outdoor test. But I let you look at this tree at exactly 20 meters. The hop-up is very effective, even at the minimum setting. I recommend the use of at least 0.28 grams BBs or less powerful gas. The BBs spin easily at more than 40 meters. The grouping is excellent at short range. All the BBs go to the same place even in rapid fire. And also in automatic shooting, where the replica spits a cloud of BBs, leaving no chance to an opponent. The replica comes with a removable ABS woodstock. It sounds particularly hollow, which is quite unpleasant to use. So either you fill it with your old socks, or you keep it like this to benefit from its holster function. Yes, it's a stock that can store the replica. Without mag or with a short magazine. The long doesn't fit. Note the presence of a loop to attach the holster to a strap. Not necessarily practical, it's better to use a leather holster that completely wraps the stock. Stock that can be attached to the handle of the replica, thanks to the rail on the stock. You can assemble or disassemble it in a split second. It's already nice to use without the stock, but with. It's a surprising transformation, and shooting can only be more precise. Disassembly is quite simple. Remove the magazine, push this lever to the top and separate upper and lower receivers. Just move the mechanical block backwards. To remove the slide, push and turn the screw 90 degrees, then remove it. Push this piece forward and turn it 90 degrees so that you can remove it. Now the slide can be removed. The inner barrel is 125mm in length and MAUSER compatible, as the hop-up rubber. Perfect for those we would like to improve the performances of the replica or simply replace a worn sear. In short, this replica is, in my opinion, simply the best M712 on the market. It has reliable mechanics, no shooting incident after 20 magazines. Magazines that are available in 2 different sizes for 2 different eras, covering more than 60 years of conflict all over the planet. The performances of the replica are excellent, both in terms of autonomy and rate of fire, as range and accuracy if EVBBs are used. The ergonomics are very correct, and a holster that can be used as a stock on the replica comes with, multiplying feelings already very pleasant. From an aesthetic point of view, we approach perfection on this model. The metal is very well molded, the paint has few defects, and most importantly, it's the only M712 to have the original MAUSER markings. It's only found at SWIT AIRSOFT, and I recommend you to take a look at this website. They cope to offer all the vintage replicas of the market, and that's quite rare. If you liked this video, if you have feedbacks on this replica, say it in the comments. And if you want more replicas reviews, subscribe, share the video. That's what allows me to offer you nice things.